All right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
It was Game 3 of a weekend series between the Yankees and the Rays, and it was practically home run derby. Aaron Judge taking the team lead, Jose Trevino with 2 home runs, Gleyber Torres went deep, and Luis Gil with a hell of a performance as the Yankees take the series. Quick word from our sponsor, Odds Jam, then we'll talk about it.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
New York City.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back, kid.
Looking to boost your sports betting game? Meet Odds Jam, the ultimate ally for data-driven wagering. With 260-plus sports books, it's your go-to platform. Here's how it works. Odds Jam's arbitrage tool spots differences in betting lines, letting you lock in risk-free profits. Plus, optimize bets with a positive EV calculator and track profits with a convenient bet tracker. Try it risk-free with a 7-day trial. Use code RECAPS for 35% off your first month. Link is in the description. Bet smart. Bet responsibly with Odds Jam. How's it going, everybody? I did not anticipate doing a show today. Today is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, especially my mom. We spent the afternoon at my brother's house, and we were trying to watch the game on our phones. And so it was pretty much the worst possible way to watch a baseball game on a tiny little phone from 5 or 6 feet away. But I got the gist of it. I listened to a lot of it on the radio on the way over. I saw the first part of the game. I left right before Jose Trevino hit his first home run. He ended up hitting 2 home runs in the game. Let's hear it for Jose. Now, I don't have the traditional full highlights that Frankie Baseball gives us, so we're just going to put up the player-by-player highlights. As Charlie Moore says, he effing hates Tampa Bay, and I agree. Luis Gil with another tremendous outing today. He is now 4-1 on the season, 2.51 ERA, and that whip is creeping down, 1.09. I don't know how you send this guy down to AAA. And I don't know how you send this guy to the bullpen. He's just been absolutely terrific. The fastball today wasn't triple digits, but it was 94 to 97, maybe a couple of 98s, as you see right there. A couple of sliders. You had Jose Trevino showcasing the power. He had 2 home runs in this game, and they were both no-doubters. You see this one absolutely raked about 3/4 of the way up the bleachers in left field, and he knew it. And then later on, gets the ball up and in, 90 miles an hour, and sends it down the little, I guess, entryway that they have there. But Anthony Volpe had a good day. He was flashing the leather. And you see the throw here, plenty on the throw. Goes across his body and nails the runner. And then he also hit a triple to lead off the game. Ended up scoring right away on a sac fly by Juan Soto. Aaron Judge hit his 10th home run of the season. He now leads the team. That was an 86-mile-an-hour cutter that did not cut, and he also found the entranceway in right field this time. And I told you at some point you were going to look up and he was going to be leading the team in home runs, and that has finally happened. Big swing of the bat from Gleyber Torres today. Now, he came up with runners on second and third in a big situation. Yankees clinging to a 1-run lead after a grand slam by Jose Siri. And we were not expecting him to come up big, and he did. And also Jahmai Jones with his first career home run today. So a lot of positives if you're a Yankees fan. Once again, check out Odds Jam. Use the code RECAPS for 35% off and a 7-day free trial. If you're a degenerate gambler like a lot of the people I know, it will serve you well because there's a lot of arbitrage betting and things like that. I will say it wasn't all positive. Caleb Ferguson continues to pitch like do. He has a 6.43 ERA, and that is not what you want. He gave up 4 runs in a third of an inning, 3 hits, and a walk. Nick Birdie came in. He gave up a run. He had a couple of walks. Luke Weaver did a nice job in relief to get out of it. 1 2/3 innings. Let's hear it for Luke Weaver. Andrew Taylor is suggesting Garrett Crochet from the White Sox. If the White Sox hold a fire sale, there's a lot of guys that we could look at. Daniel Kopech, or Michael Kopech, sorry. But yeah, Caleb Ferguson is a dud. I mean, not every move is going to be, a great move. And this one certainly was not. And Ian Hamilton gave up a run today in the ninth. He gave up a home run, but the Yankees hung on to win. Sorry, my dog is going to go nuts. We got somebody knocking on the door right now. Oh, these kids. These kids hit a ball into our yard, and they're gonna. So, we should put up a sign that says, "Do not ring our doorbell ever under any circumstances. Just go get your balls. Go get your balls. Go get your shine boxes too." Anyway, Yankees take 2 out of 3, and now they have a day off tomorrow. I put up a video this morning that was basically 25% of the season. What do we know? What have we learned? So one of the things we've learned, as Jared Williams says, is that Caleb Ferguson is terrible. I'm going to go ahead and agree with that 100%. If my button were working. There we go. Automatron says, is it a Matt Blake problem or a Caleb and Birdie problem? I don't think it's a Matt Blake problem. I mean, look what Matt Blake has done with so many other pitchers. Not every single player and not every single pitcher is going to be responsive to the same things, to the same type of coaching. And also it's a matter of execution, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So, hey, look, Yankees obviously needed another series win. Oh man, these people won't stop ringing the doorbell. Anyway, hopefully it's not coming through on the podcast, but if it is, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was not expecting that. But there's a wiffle ball game going on next door, and I think we had a Judgian blast into the backyard. So I just wanted to get on and talk a little bit about the series and find out from you guys how you feel now that we're slightly beyond a quarter of the way through the season. And by the way, check out that video / podcast. I put it on podcast platforms if you haven't. And reminder to like and subscribe if you're new, and to call in. We're going to have a voicemail show tomorrow, 718-899-1068. That is the voicemail number. Call in. We've already got a few call-ins, but we could use a few more because there's no game tomorrow night, so we'll make a nice long voicemail video. I'll try and get all of them that I receive in. And once again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Nick Velasquez says that he wishes that we had Wandy Peralta. Wandy was terrific for us. And Caleb is just having an awful year, says Nathaniel Brezzi, and I agree. Too many freaking meatballs and not cut out for New York, I don't think. David Lawrence says he was good before coming here. That is true of many a player throughout baseball history. Peter Rigsberg says Yankees on pace for 102 wins, a quarter of the way through the season. You'll take 102 wins. If I told you right now, okay, the Yankees are going to play at the same exact pace for the rest of the season. They're going to finish with 102 wins. Would you sign up for it? I would. I know it gets you to the playoffs. I don't know if it gets you home field advantage, and I don't know if it wins you the East because Baltimore is still really good, and I think they lost today. They're 26-13. Yankees now lead the division with 27 wins. You'd like to be the first team to 30 wins. Dodgers have 27. And Phillies have 28. Phillies are playing really, really good baseball. Bryce Harper having a huge year playing first base. Brewers having a good year. They're 24-16, but the Yankees curb stomped them. Dodgers, look, they got an all-star lineup. They got Shohei, they got Betts, they got Freddie Freeman. Shohei's having a monster season. Padres climbing back in it, though. They're 6.5 out. They're looking good. And Michael King has had 2 really good starts in a row for the Padres. So take a few comments here and just see how you guys are feeling. John Edis says, too many games of scoring 2 runs or less, almost a quarter of the games. A quarter of the games of a quarter of the season. So it sounds worse than it really is, but the Yankees have had a lot of games where they just didn't hit. But now that Aaron Judge is starting to cook, I think that, the Yankees are going to be a lot more difficult to pitch to over the next several months. Keep him in the lineup, keep him healthy. And also, it's a big swing from Gleyber Torres today. He has been awful. There's no other way to say it. He was awful when he was down 1-2 in the count, or maybe 0-2 in the count. My brother and I were sitting there looking at each other, and we said, "Oh, he's going to strike out. He's going to pop out or have an unproductive at bat because he's trying to hit home runs." And then we hear crack, and he hits a home run. And he enjoyed it too. So maybe that will get him going. It's it's a cool thing when somebody has a big home run or a big moment and then you have an off day. I mean, that's true of Luis Gil. That's true of Jose Trevino. You have an off day to let it soak in. Let's take a look at Luis Gil because, I mean, just a terrific day. His numbers this season are really great at this point. 8 games started. He's got a 2.51 ERA. 48 strikeouts in 43 innings pitched, 26 walks. So too many walks. And today he didn't have the strikeout pitch working. He only had 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. But he was getting ground balls. He had some nice plays from Volpe and from Torres. And you see him getting pumped up there on the strikeout. And he can still dial it up to 98. You see him pitching here against the Astros last time out. He's put together several really good starts in a row, and that's why his numbers are what they are. He's just having a terrific breakout year. I say this almost every time he pitches, it seems, and that's a good thing. It's repetitive, but it's a good thing. Every year in Major League Baseball, there are guys who break out. There are guys who either come from out of nowhere or come back from injury or come up through the minor leagues, but they make an impact in the league, and they basically show that they're a dynamic player. We're going to take a look at Luis Gil's StatCast stuff in just a second, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to look at this guy's numbers because he has been terrific. You see him pitching against the Orioles. He outdueled Corbin Burns. I mean, he's been terrific. So let's go ahead and take a look at his StatCast numbers on the season. Bear with me. There we go. So pitching run value in the 93rd percentile, fastball run value in the 87th percentile. Breaking ball run value is below average, but it's still not bad. Off-speed run value, so the changeup, 94th percentile, one of the better changeups in the league. His expected ERA is in the 77th percentile. See, he keeps the ball off the barrel of the bat. There's 2 things that concern me. 2 things. 1, his walk percentage in the 6th percentile. So he's had some issues with walks. And the ground ball percentage in the 24th percentile. But it's hard to get ground balls when you're striking guys out. He does get some soft contact. You look at the hard hit percentage, the 85th percentile. A lot of times with guys who throw really hard, you'll see pop-ups. You'll see guys chasing the top of the zone, and they'll hit pop-ups. And that's something that he gets a lot of. The whiff percentage is good and the strikeout percentage is good, but he doesn't get a lot of chases because he doesn't throw a nasty breaking ball. He gets strikeouts in the zone, just overpowering guys. So a lot to like about Luis Gil if you're a Yankees fan, and I'm very, very excited because he is the real deal. Andrew Taylor says that Nestor has to be the odd man out at this point when Cole comes back. Now, look, there's still, and Albert Jr. agrees as well. Seen a few comments about this. Look, there's still several weeks. There's probably 5 to 6 weeks before we get Garrett Cole walking through the door and toeing the slab at Yankee Stadium. And I do hope he makes his season debut at Yankee Stadium. But if he were to walk through the door right now, I think Nestor Cortes is the odd man out. I mean, you can't take Luis Gil out of the bullpen, out of the rotation. I know that he was the last guy into the rotation. He was Garrett Cole's replacement, but it feels like it's destined to be. He feels like one of those special things we're going to remember about this season. You know, sometimes guys just come from out of nowhere and they make you keep putting him out there. Right now, it would be a boneheaded move for the Yankees to remove Luis Gil from the rotation. An absolute boneheaded move. And Clark Schmidt, his last time out, was terrific. Clark Schmidt continues to get better and better and better every time out. Nestor Cortes has pitched in the bullpen before. He's a soft-throwing lefty, but wouldn't you rather see Nestor Cortes in a situation where you got to get a lefty than Caleb fucking Ferguson? I would. I have no problem putting Nestor Cortes in Caleb Ferguson's role. In fact, I think he would thrive in that role. Couple times a week, come in and get some tough lefties, maybe pitch an inning, take some pressure off the bullpen because, he can throw a lot of innings too. I mean, he can't throw 200 innings, so he's not going to pitch the whole season in the rotation anyway. Let him go to the bullpen and be an important swing man. And then if you need somebody to make a spot start in the near future, he's already stretched out. If you decide that you want to give Garrett Cole a little bit of extra rest now and then, You put Nestor in for a sixth man through the rotation once or twice, and you give some rest to some guys who might need it. So I really like the idea of putting Nestor in the bullpen. Gaming Kid Joe says, our pitching is set up for years to come. Let's hope that Garrett Cole stays healthy. I don't want to get too far ahead of things. Charlie Moore with the super chat says, thanks for being honest and open with your opinion always. I try to be. Aaron Boone. I'm sure this is not the Aaron Boone, but it might be. You never know. Says, dumb question. Do you think we get rid of Gleyber Torres by the trade deadline? It's so far away that there's so many things that are unknown at this point, right? I mean, does Gleyber Torres get hot now? Was this a swing that's going to turn him around? You know, a lot of times there are turning points for a player in a season. And, you know, I think back to Mark Teixeira in 2009. He got off to a horrendous start. But then A-Rod came back, and from the moment A-Rod came back, he was on fire. Aaron Judge got off to a really slow start. And from the moment that we put out that breakdown video that showed he was late, I don't know if he saw it, but I'm just saying, since then, he's hitting like 370. There are turning points. And I hope to God that this was a turning point for Gleyber Torres. If it was, I don't think they're going to trade him. I think they'll ride him out because they want to win a championship. If he's not really playing well, I don't see anybody wanting to trade for him. So with those things considered, I have to say, I don't think Gleyber Torres is going to get traded. Now, will he re-sign with the Yankees? I don't think so. Not only do you have the emergence of Oswaldo Cabrera this year playing better, he's still just 25 years old, but you got Yorbit Vivas in the minor leagues. You got some other young guys coming. George Lombard is looking like the real deal. He's far away. I mean, he's 18 years old, but he could be 2 years away, and you don't want to have him blocked by Gleyber Torres. You got, what's his name? Roderick Arias. I know he's a shortstop, but Volpe looks like he's locked up shortstop. And I still contend that Volpe would be an amazing second baseman should the Yankees decide to do that. I could imagine Volpe winning Gold Gloves at shortstop 2 years in a row and then 2 or 3 years in a row at second base. I really think he could. He's that good. And if he was at second base, he would probably be the best second baseman in the league, quite frankly. And Roderick Arias, what we know of him is that he's an amazing defender and he's got a really good arm. And he's about 2 years away. So at some point, you're going to need to shift guys around in that infield. And I think Gleyber Torres being locked in to a big contract is not going to be great. Now, he had a good game today, made a couple of nice defensive plays, hit the big home run. But I'm not ready to give him an $80 or $90 million contract because I think the minute you do that, he's going to fall off a cliff. I mean, he just has that written all over him. So anyway, I don't think they're going to trade him, but I don't think Gleyber Torres will be back. So John Ennis says, who sits when DJ comes back? Probably DJ, honestly. I don't know. DJ's going to have to hit his way into this lineup. Luis Falcaro says 2 out of 3 from a division rival is nice. Izzy says Volpe has too good of range to be at second base. But we saw in the breakdown of his arm, he's in the 30th percentile for shortstops of his arm. I'm going to pull up his numbers too. Anthony Volpe. All right, let's see here. So you see that the batting, fielding, and base running value are all amazing. And you might be saying, Derek, why would you take a guy who's a Gold Glove shortstop and move him to second base? And I'm not advocating for that right now, but in a couple of years, if you got Roderick Arias as a super prospect knocking on the door, this is why. Arm strength, 30th percentile. Now, he made a great throw today, but imagine what this kind of range would do at second base. Yankees would have the best middle infield in baseball. So, and by then he's going to be an even better hitter. So I look at these numbers. He's looking great. And you see he's spraying the ball all over the field this year. I'm going to look up what Roderick Arias is doing this year because he's a guy that the Yankees signed as a international prospect. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here. He's off to a slow start. He's hitting 202, but he's coming back from an injury. Last year, you see he had a 423 on-base percentage in his first real taste of baseball. The year before that, 379, despite hitting 194. He's got to start hitting a little bit more, and the hit tool is there, but he's supposedly like God-level defender, like gold glove caliber defender with a great arm. He walks a ton, so he's got a great eye. He's got like one of those Juan Soto type of just naturally great plate vision, but he's not turning it into hits yet. He does have 23 hits this year, 4 doubles, 3 triples, 2 homers. He's got 7 stolen bases, so he's got some speed. But he's still 19 years old, guys. So a couple of years when he's like 21, 22 years old, I think he's going to be knocking at the door. I really do, and I think he's going to move quickly. And at that point, I think, you got to consider Volpe for second base. But I don't want second base to be blocked by Gleyber Torres. I'm sorry. But anyway, great game for the Yankees. Great series. I did not expect to do a show today.
You gotta go.
Avilio says, what cottonhead's going to ruin the shortstop spot? I'm not saying now, you dumb fucking idiot. Obviously, Volpe's the shortstop. I'm not talking about changing it now. We're talking about Gleyber Torres in context, whether you want to re-sign Gleyber Torres, and I don't personally think the Yankees will, because I think they want to keep that second base spot open for either Volpe or Roderick Arias or somebody. The only reason we would even consider moving Volpe is the arm. The arm is still bottom third of the league. So, cottonhead, fuck you. Oh my goodness. Izzy says, let's trade for Tanner Scott. I'm not really sure what he's doing this year. Let's take a look at Tanner Scott. Let's see here. Tanner Scott, left-handed pitcher with the Marlins. Marlins are having a fire sale, so I could see it happen. 14 innings, 15 strikeouts, 2.57 ERA. Anyway. All right, guys, let's go ahead and give out the belt. I didn't give out the belt yet, but we're saving it for last. Let's go ahead and, well, first of all, we got to do Yankees win.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
We're all out of whack today, all out of order. All right, let's go ahead and give out the belt. I've actually got co-belts today, decided. Jose Trevino and Luis Gil. Luis Gil with another fantastic start. Jose Trevino with 2 home runs. And ladies and gentlemen, that is that. Thanks so much for tuning in on Mother's Day. Say hi to all your mothers. Say hi to your mother for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time. Voicemail show tomorrow, so call in, and we'll see you then.